highlight of the reform is the protection of low-income earners. Individuals earning 800,000 naira or less annually are now exempted from income tax, while higher income earners are taxed under a progressive system, with rates rising to a maximum of 25% after approved exemptions.
There are about 4 laws together, and we seem not to know what the laws are. Even the Tax Reforms Committee said they don't even have the past laws, the law that had been passed and signed by the government, so that they don't even know the discrepancies between the gazetted law and the law that was passed and signed by the president.
Every citizen is supposed to understand the tax law, to know where it affects and where it does not affect and where it exempts them.
If you go to America, if you are working, you should know the kind of tax you are paying, even in Ghana here. So Nigeria is one of the most least taxpayers countries I've ever seen.
This tax reform, we are not happy with it because Nigeria, we are not in good condition and we are not getting any good businesses.
Tax experts and administrators in Benin City and Abuja say, while the law has the potential to strengthen revenue generation and promote social equity, its success will depend largely on effective communication, proper implementation, and sustained stakeholder enlightenment.
The law makes it mandatory for every taxable persons and every organizations to ensure that they get registered, and they also register for the tax ID. And that they obtain their tax ID. Now, one way you can obtain your tax ID is to visit the website, which is www.taxid.jrob.gov.ng.
The new tax reform has come to solve a lot of problems, and it is progressive in nature. That's the beauty of it. So the more you have money, the more you pay.
The new tax law, authorities say, is designed to balance revenue growth with fairness, positioning Nigerian tax system for a more efficient and investment-friendly future. Donald Ehiminyen, ITV News.
The Kaduna State Police Command and other security agencies have dismissed reports alleging that over 100 worshippers were abducted in Kajiru local government area of the state, describing the claim as false and misleading. The police say the reports are being spread by conflict entrepreneurs intent to disrupting the state's relative peace. Kaduna correspondent Umar Mohammed has the details.
Speaking after a State Security Council meeting at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna, the Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Rabiu, challenged those behind the reports to produce the names and details of the alleged victims. He said anyone with credible evidence of such an incident should come forward with a comprehensive list of the kidnapped persons and their particulars.
Nobody is able to come out with any figure or name of any person that is kidnapped from that community. Our policemen, the chairman of the local government and other agencies were at alleged scene of crime. We went there. Till now, there is no information about any attack or any kidnapping of over 300 persons.
The police commissioner also warned rumor mongers to desist from spreading false information capable of undermining public peace, stressing that the full weight of the law will be applied to anyone found capable.
On this, please stop giving out false information to those discredit the state and the security agencies.
From Kaduna, Umar Mohammed, ITV News.
In the meantime, the Edo State Police Command has arrested a 42-year-old man, Osabohien Igarewa, in a connection with the murder of his girlfriend, Joy Jerome, in Ikpe community, Ikpe-Bauchi local government area of Edo State. The command's public relations officer, ASP Eno Okoedem, who briefed newsmen, had disclosed that the suspect allegedly killed his girlfriend over accusations of infidelity and disposed her body in a river. She confirmed that the suspect has confessed to the crime and is currently in police custody.
According to the police public relations officer, ASP Eno Okoedem, the Ohe of Ikpe community reported on January 10, 2026, that the lifeless body of a young woman was discovered by the roadside close to a river in the community. She explained that operatives from the Idogbo Police Division promptly responded, and the body identified was that of Joy Jerome, who was evacuated to a hospital where she was confirmed dead and deposited at the Stella Obasanjo mortuary. ASP Okoedem said investigation led to the arrest of Osabohien Ohe Egereva, a commercial minibus driver who allegedly killed his girlfriend, Joy Jerome, following an argument over infidelity.
On the 9th of January 2026, he picked Joy up and on the way to his house, an argument ensued between both of them, and in the heat of the moment, he parked the vehicle and picked up a piece of wood and hit her all over her body and including her neck. She fainted, and when he noticed that she was no longer moving, he quickly rushed her to the hospital where she was confirmed dead on arrival. He then, out of panic, drove her to Ikpe community close to the river, dumped the body there, and that's where she was discovered the next day. The suspect has been arrested. He is currently in custody and he has confessed to this crime.
The PRO advised members of the public, particularly young women, to exercise caution in their relationships.
Avoid abusive relationships altogether. Avoid quarrels at lonely places or lonely parts with hot-tempered partners. And always report promptly every domestic violence to the nearest police station to you.
From Benin, Jola Dioju, ITV News.
Away from that now, thousands of villagers have fled their communities in Sokoto State following the expiration of the ultimatum handed down by a notorious bandit leader, Bello Turji. Correspondent Umar Mohammed reports that about 15 communities have been deserted.
Some of the communities affected are Tidibali, Mansolo, Gidam Rana, Jimbama, Kwanawa, Chohi, and Yukurori, among others, in Isa local government area of Sokoto State. Bandits loyal to Bello Turji recently launched a coordinated attack on Bagaja town, leaving many locals dead, while others escaped with various degrees of injuries, with many also kidnapped. The fear of being the next victim led to mass exodus of villagers to safer areas following the expiration of 24 hours deadline given to the villagers who will be killed, in addition to exorbitant taxes imposed on various communities. Meanwhile, the Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliu said the evacuation of the locals from Tidibale to the local government secretariats was carried out with the consent of the local government authority.
Were temporarily conveyed to local government, Isa local government headquarters, by the council authorities, follow a rumor that bandits are planning an attack on the community.
Reacting to the development, the General Officer commanding 8th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Adekunle Ajose, said the military has intensified raids against bandits in Sokoto State, leading to the increase in the number of military personnel deployed to Tidibale and other communities.
The locals were trying to evacuate the community. Troops have commenced operations in the adjoining forest to further reassure the populace.
All eyes are now on the federal government whether it will heed to the call of the Sultanate, advocating to an urgent steps to stop the persecution and killings by the notorious Bello Turji in the state. From Kaduna, Umar Mohammed, ITV News.
You're still watching the news at 11. When we return after the short break, the National Cashier Association of Nigeria has kicked against the plans of the federal government. Please.
ITV, certainly the best.
Still watching the news at 11, and on business news now, the Bank of Japan is expected to raise its growth forecast on Friday and signal its readiness to hike interest rates further. As a recent yen falls and prospect of solid wage gains keep policymakers alert to containing inflationary pressure. But BOJ Governor Kazuo Ieda is likely to offer few clues on how soon the central bank could resume rate hikes. A decision complicated by rising bond yields and Prime Minister Senya Takashi's announcement to call a snap election on Friday. The Takashi has earlier echoed proposals by rival parties to call Japan's consumption tax and vowed to end excessively tight fiscal policy, heightening the chance of more spending at the tax cuts after the election. The BOJ may slightly reverse up its fiscal 2026 core consumer inflation forecast from 1.8% projected 3 months ago, with the effects of government steps to curb utility bills offset by raising goods prices and steady wage gains, they said. The central bank is expected to maintain its projection that inflation in Japan will durably hit 2% around October or the latter half of the fiscal year starting in April. Governor Aoda is expected to further brief the public. And for entertainment news now, one of the giants of the 20th century Italian fashion designer Valentino Garavani, known as Valentino, has died at the age of 93. Born in Lombardy in May 1932, Valentino was known for his collections that displayed luxury, wealth and opulence. He moved to Paris to study at the Cambre Syndicate, the La Couture Parisienne, when he was just 17, and went on to work with designers Jacques Pfaff, Valenciaga, Jean Dezes, and Guy Laroche. Valentino's creations were worn by celebrities and well-known figures including Elizabeth Taylor, Sharon Stone, and Julia Roberts. The Dezes co-founded the Valentino Fashion House in 1960 and ranked alongside Giorgio Armani and Karl Lagerfeld at the top of the profession. His adoption of his signature color, Valentino Red, inspired by a trip to Spain, helped elevate the brand to global fame with the debut of the iconic Fiesta dress. In a statement posted on Instagram, the Valentino Garavani and Giacomo Giamanti Foundation said he passed away peacefully in his Rome home, surrounded by the love of his family. The foundation said Valentino will be lying in state at the Rome's Piazza Negalendi between 21st and 22nd January. And in the world of sports now, we now join ourselves for updates.
Manchester City have completed the signing of Crystal Palace captain Mark Gahey for £20 million. The England defender, who has been linked with some of Europe's top clubs, almost joined Liverpool last summer and was out of contract at the end of the season. Gahey had his medical after agreeing personal terms with City and has signed a 5.5-year contract. The Chelsea Academy product has played 188 times for Palace since joining from Swansea in 2021. His arrival follows City's signing of Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth. Elsewhere, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says he's optimistic the Gunners can get maximum 3 points against Inter Milan in tonight's UEFA Champions League at the San Siro Stadium. Arsenal are top of the standings on maximum points and the only undefeated team in the competition going into the penultimate match day of the league phase. Last season, Arsenal fell to a 1-0 defeat by Inter at San Siro, and Arteta expects another tough challenge when the sides meet in Milan. Arteta also stated that the Gunners must show that they are better than last year. And that's it from Sports Desk. I'm Osemide Osage.
And thanks Osemide Osage for that sports update. With that, now when the news of tonight on Independent Television. My name is Evan Sonokuge, wishing you a rest night. Goodbye.
Baba.